This is your host, Swapnil Bhartiya, and welcome to another episode of TFiR Let's Talk. And we are here at BMC Exchange in Miami. And today we have with us once again, Ram Chakravarti, CTO at BMC Software. Ram, it's great to see you in person.
Likewise, Swapnil, I quite enjoyed our prior discussion, but seeing you in person and having this true tete-a-tete makes a huge difference.
Even it's interesting and important for me to see the BMC ecosystem, customers, partners. So that is more exciting, to seeing them in person. Also hear a lot of customer story and see what work you folks are doing, how you are innovating with the market is changing. Before we go into the main discussion, I want to hear from you, what has been your experience? Because this is, after a long time, you guys all came together for this event.
First of all, it's super exciting to be back in person because, yes, I mean, Zoom fatigue is real. And we've met with customers and done a whole bunch of things the last couple of years. But really, this in-person meeting started becoming important again about 6-7 months back. And since then, I've been on a long series of customer meetings, not just in the United States, but a lot of them internationally actually circumnavigated the globe to meet with a whole bunch of customers from a range of different countries. And it's heartening to see that customers are really gung-ho about what the future holds, what the pandemic has forced in terms of a mindset change, so many different things happening. The innovation agenda is foremost, and it's a good place for us to be in with respect to having those sort of conversations.
And let's, talk about innovation. It's a very overused, overhyped term. So if, when we talk about, BMC's focus on innovation, so let's just break it down. What are we talking about?
Okay. 3 years back, we defined the autonomous digital enterprise as the North Star for what we call the digital-first organization, or what is a technology-driven company. And one of the vehicles, what our aspiration is basically to help our customers adapt to all of these changes in the marketplace by taking our heritage in technology and helping evolve it to meet the new needs of our customers. The innovation agenda is front and center of that. So to do that, we actually established the BMC Innovation Labs in Feb 2020. Timing was fantastic. It was just 1 month before the pandemic, but who knew, right? And the goal of the BMC Innovation Labs is to serve as a vehicle for organic product innovation acceleration in 2 buckets: core tech and emerging tech. Core tech is things that we do to complement our core product portfolio in our business units, but more Horizon 2 and beyond. While the core product portfolio serves to provide the most important immediate set of features and functions, reduction of tech debt and what have you, we focus on what could this evolve to 18 months from now or beyond. That's core tech. The second is emerging tech, which is looking at what's top of mind for customers in terms of business challenges and what are the emerging technologies that can solve for them. And there it's more about what makes sense for BMC to invest in and embrace as in terms of new things that we can add to our portfolio, far adjacencies and new markets. So that's the way we look at it. Now in core tech, the areas of focus are predictive service ops, which was featured earlier today, things even including modern mainframe, as well as the notion of AI and analytics and DevOps to cater to the SRE persona and what have you. In emerging tech, we look at things such as, in the field of data and analytics, new capabilities such as data ops and ML ops are becoming prominent. So data ops becomes an important puzzle piece, right, as an example. Then the new paradigm in compute is basically edge computing, with the explosive growth in connected devices and compute power for processing things at or near the source of those devices. That's a huge area of investment for us. And lastly, also keeping in mind that the customer experience is super important, we are investing in the next set of technologies for hyper-personalized customer experience in the B2B context using augmented reality, virtual reality, and whatever. So innovation is real in BMC. The term is overused in a bunch of different places, but by establishing this formal construct and investing meaningfully in this, we are actually putting money where our mouth is.
Right. So when I look at these 2 areas, core area and emerging, so one is more like natural evolution of those products, and second is more revolutionary, where you're breaking a lot of things.
Well said.
So if you look at some of these, I would start with core, like mainframe. it has been around for a while. It is heartbeat of the modern economy, but it is not a platform. It is attracting modern developers. So there are a lot of projects in open mainframe. Is there a lot of efforts from BMCs going on to attract them? So when you look at innovation on mainframe, how do you look at attracting these modern developers who, because they want to bring the modern tool, they want to get and all those things to mainframe?
Yeah, and we have that. So with the acquisition of CompuWare in the app dev space, complementing BMC's mainframe solutions in the IT operations space, we are the only vendor that solves for the DevOps continuum. And as the mainframe organizations in our customers start embracing modern constructs such as DevOps, pre-built integrations with Git are table stakes, and we already do that. We actually offer an end-to-end portfolio on the mainframe that is targeted at these personas, making the mainframe part of the mainstream digital transformation by embracing the DevOps movement. That's how we tackle that.
Excellent. I just wanted to talk about that. This may be unrelated, but I do want to talk about that. Is when we look at cloud native, they talk about DevOps, DevSec. A lot of paradigm shifts are happening culturally as well. How does that fit into, so I'm not talking about technological, I'm talking the cultural movements that are happening. So when you look at this core technology, what is going on there? So once again,
Okay. So here's my perspective, right? I mean, I have statistics to back this up. By 2025 or thereabouts, 2/3 of organizations across industry sectors are going to have multiple clouds, multiple public clouds. Okay, so yes, certain organizations have said we will go only with this hyperscaler or that hyperscaler, and those are more exceptions than the rule. For them, it makes sense to double down in embracing the native components that that particular hyperscaler provides. But for the vast majority of organizations, it's a hybrid IT landscape that is characterized by multiple public clouds, the virtual private cloud, on-prem data centers, and for some subset of industries, even the venerable mainframe. And now I would add edge compute as the new deployment paradigm to that particular puzzle piece. So across all of these, the way we look at it is twofold. We will provide support for cloud native components for all the major cloud solutions. Additionally, our solutions are deployable across pretty much every major hyperscaler that is out there. But if you really look at it from the point of view of the customer, our solutions, for example, I'll pick Control-M, which is our industry-leading orchestration solution, providing a capability for that hybrid IT landscape across multiple clouds, across on-prem, distributed systems, across mainframe. Control-M is the only game in town that provides that. So that's one example of how we support the hybrid IT landscape.
Now let's shift to emerging areas. That's where a lot of interesting things are happening. We talk about edge. We can look at IoT or edge depending on how it could be a resource-constrained data center, or it could be a device that cannot be maintained and all the time. And edge has a totally different challenge as compared to regular IoT. So talk a bit about some of the work or the problem areas that you're looking at, or the opportunities that you're looking at.
So our investment in edge computing is real. I'll break it down into multiple buckets. The fundamental principle is BMC has been supporting our customers for 40 plus years in managing IT assets for the largest, most complex organizations across industry sectors. We've got a rich set of knowledge for IT asset management. Let's take that knowledge and invest it towards management of OT assets, operational technology. There is an OT-IT convergence happening. So that's the fundamental principle. So for the last 1.5 years or so, we've invested in a brand new innovation from the ground up that we call the Helix IoT and Edge Computing solution. And if you look at the edge computing market, it's comprised of 3 distinct segments. First is the edge computing stack, which is all about the devices and the firmware, the embedded software on those, huge market. Second, edge business applications, where you take a little bit of the edge data, marry it up with your business data and your IT systems, and you get certain additional insights that you previously did not get. The third is basically what we call edge management. And edge management is about edge data management, edge analytics, edge asset lifecycle management, edge automation, and edge security. So this is about the set of things that you need to solve for at or close to the edge, taking into account latency and security considerations that are unique to the edge. So what can you do with this data at or close to the edge? What can you do by way of the lifecycle management? That's what we are investing in. So by doing that, we're able to not only meet the needs at the edge, but we also have integrations that we've pre-built into our broader portfolio. So where latency does not become a critical requirement, we can basically take a subset of that data and maybe extend our ITSM solution for OTSM, right? Those are the sort of edge asset discovery is another big piece. Lastly, the next set of capabilities that we're also investing in from an edge standpoint is the notion of digital twins as an enabler of predictive maintenance. And that's a big focus for us as well.
Edge is also creating a lot of data, it's consuming a lot of data, which also means that somebody has to deal with the data also.
Yes.
So once again, where is that in your innovation,
So that's a great observation. The edge computing landscape, if you look at the set of vendors, there's multiple vendors. There are a lot of point solutions that really increase the complexity. So first, let's look at it this way. You have your hybrid IT landscape. Now you're adding another puzzle piece to it, which is edge. That is going to increase complexity. And then if you do some little point solution that manages only out there, it's actually going to further add to the complexity. What we are doing with our edge management solution is solving for all of those things using open standards at the edge, but also integrating it with a central compute and following that full lifecycle process from edge data management, edge analytics, edge automation, edge asset lifecycle management, inclusive of edge security, plus the integration with the central compute core. So you're basically providing an integrated solution which minimizes that complexity. So that's our approach.
Excellent. And since we are talking about emerging, I also want to talk about metaverse a lot, which is AR, VR, EVs, or you can say autonomous cars. How do you look at these market segments?
Yeah. So autonomous vehicles would fall under what I would call edge business applications. And that's not something that we do. Our focus is purely on edge management, the categories that we talked about. But based on specific industries and our customer-specific use cases, we will basically work with them and appropriate implementation partners as well as selective hyperscalers as partners to provide a solution to them for those particular business applications, definitely not autonomous vehicles. Going back to your question about the metaverse and augmented reality and virtual reality, it's not just from an end consumer standpoint. I actually believe that this is the evolution of customer experience, even in the B2B space. So what we're doing is selective incubations or experimentations with using augmented reality technologies, virtual reality technologies, where we can show that you don't need to see a two-dimensional dashboard. We can actually bring that with a three-dimensional view and an immersive view. In fact, if you go to the innovation booth where we are featuring a couple of our emerging tech innovations, we have an augmented reality-based experience for fleet management and fleet control. So maybe I would encourage you to basically go take a visit there also. There you can see this come to life. So we're making deliberate forays in the B2B space in terms of the next gen set of customer experiences, hyper-personalized immersive customer experiences using technologies such as augmented reality.
Earlier we were talking about we kind of live in a data-driven world, but we are talking about your focus areas in the emerging space. Where is data ops there? Because that's one big problem to be solved.
Yeah, huge focus area. Data ops is, as mentioned, an enabler of success in data and analytics by promising to improve the likelihood of success of data and analytics transformations. A couple of things from a data ops standpoint is automation is key. And with our Control M product, we have the world's best data pipeline orchestration solution. Customers are using that and what have you. So we're doing two categories of innovations in the data ops space. One is, what can we build on top of Control M to increase its value proposition to the data community? Second, we're also building a new set of products in the data ops space. Data observability is a classic example of a product we're building that will complement Control M. So together, the power of automation and observable insights on data give us a winning value proposition for our customers. That's the way we look at it.
Ram, once again, thank you so much for taking time out and sitting. As I said earlier, it's a totally different energy vibe when you meet someone in person, sit in the same room versus a Zoom. Both have its own pros, because we talked about AR and VR, right?
Yeah.
So we have to live in this hybrid world.
Yep.
A lot of things will happen in person, a lot of things will happen virtually. But it's really great to talk to you again, and I look forward to talk to you again soon.
Absolutely, Swapnil. I've enjoyed this conversation as much as I enjoyed the previous conversation. Good to meet you in person, and I look forward to the next time when we exchange ideas and views. It's a rapidly evolving landscape, which makes it super interesting.